for boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where it is your boy C-Dub and Dirty, where we're going to break down one NFC team, one AFC team from the Wheel of Destiny today. But first, if you guys have not heard about us or this is your first time, follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I think I'm probably missing a few things, but if you're also listening, make sure you swipe up, leave a comment, hit those 5 stars. Make sure that everything is working for us while it's working for you. While you're getting your football knowledge, make sure you hit us with a couple comments, a couple great stars. Let us know how you're doing, because I want to know how C-Dub is doing. C-Dub, how you feeling, baby?
Another beautiful day, my friend. Ready to get after this?
Yeah. Closer and closer each week, right?
Yeah, we got games this week. Preseason starts week 1.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah, it is Hall of Fame game is done with, over with. Everybody thinks that the Chargers are going to Super Bowl because they ran up the score on a secondary Detroit Lions team.
Preseason for you.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
definitely preseason. Feel it in the air.
We got a little bit of taste, and now we're ready to move on.
Yeah,
some real stuff.
True story. So it's exciting. You know, it's exciting to see the football pigskin getting thrown around the field. You know what I mean? People excited about what's going on, what's happening. And, you know, people are getting a little anxious. Like they're rooting for their teams now. And the anxiety.
You got to plant your flag right now on who your team is. Like none of this bandwagon, none of this, oh, I'm flip-flopping team. Like plant your flag. Who's your squad? Ride or die with them.
You know, a lot of these people have that Homer Simpson GIF where they're just fading back into the bushes right now, so so they can get away with some stuff.
Yeah,
you got those fair weather fans, you know.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of weather. We want pick and choose your team. Run with them.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Good, bad, ugly, whatever.
So before we jump into the news here, we're gonna shout out to the sponsor, north-hall.com. Some hot sauce, some mead. If you don't know what mead is a honey-driven alcohol that Vikings used to sip on. Little honey wine action, and then hot sauce. Days. Yeah, exactly. And the hot sauce is phenomenal, beyond phenomenal. So, and shout outs to FGM Label on Instagram. Check out FGM Label if you want a banger beat for your show, for your, I don't know, maybe your rap career, maybe your highlights reel, maybe something like that. You know,
anything. I mean, they make great beats, so holla at them.
You want something like this? That's what you're getting. You're getting some really good value out of it. So, but with that being said, they are the ones that are bringing the news, baby. We have a lot going on here, C-Dub.
Yeah, there's a thing or two that's happened here recently. So, I mean, if you don't mind, I'll go and kick us off.
You know what? Kick us off with a thing or two.
We actually got some absolutely breaking news coming out of Minnesota.
Okay.
So, initially reported, ESPN's Adam Scheffler has reported that Jordan Addison's DUI case is recently wrapped up, and the Vikings wide receiver will now be handed a 3-game suspension from the NFL. So he had this was charged in mid-July of 2024 with DUI charges. So now that all the court proceedings and he's gone through all of that, he will miss the first 3 games of the season. So plan accordingly in your fantasy drafts and plan accordingly as a Minnesota Vikings fan that you will be down your receiver 2 for the first 3 games.
Yeah, that's no joke, man. That is not, especially for that team. Like they need a wide receiver too. They can't put everything all on, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, even though he's a great one to have. Jordan Addison is a great wide receiver too, and you just wish this didn't happen, but he's got to pay the piper.
Yeah, so he's going to miss the game against the Bears, Falcons, and Bengals.
There you go. That you don't want to miss the game against the Bengals. You're gonna need that firepower.
Well, even against the Bears, week 1. I mean,
division rival.
Yep. Go either way.
In other news, the Rams and running back Kyren Williams agreed to an extension. The long-awaited extension between Kyren Williams and the Rams has been worked out. A deal has been struck. Okay? This will be a 3-year, $33 million, $23 million in guarantees, and this is the agreement. So Williams is entering the final year of his rookie contract, but today's news means he will be on the books through to 2028. Okay, so signs have consistently pointed to a pact being worked out in this case, and an update from last week indicated that the agreement was close. Today's news comes as no surprise, nor do the terms of the pact. So Williams was not a candidate to reset the running back market, although he has managed to land a rare 8-figure at the position. Okay. The 24-year-old's $11 million mark checks in at a 7th amongst running backs, evenly splitting Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs in terms of the annual average value. So good for the Rams, solidifying their running back. They needed this. They needed somebody in there that, he knocked it out of the park last year. So the Rams solidifying that spot right now.
Very nice. Got some more extension news. This time going down to the ATL Atlanta. So right tackle Caleb McGarry's tenure in Atlanta will continue past 2025 as him and the Falcons have agreed to a 2-year, $30 million extension. So the 30-year-old right tackle will stay through the 2027 NFL season. So the way that breaks down is literally an average salary of $15 million per year. So this year he'll have a $14.5 million base salary, $2 million signing bonus, and a cap hit of $16.5 million. So he will be with the team through 2027. So little fun fact is he has started all but one of his 93 appearances for the Falcons.
Wow.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. Best ability is availability. So the Dolphins extend defensive tackle Zach Seiler. So Seiler's deal is now official. Full terms have not yet been emerged, but the agent Drew Rosenhaus said during the weekly appearance on the Sports Extra, this new pact will pay out $34 million across the 2025 and 2026 campaigns. With an upgraded cash flow and long-term security, Seiler will look to remain one of the Miami's top players for the years to come. So Dolphins are getting ahead of some future contract situations, and that's what they're trying to get. So Seiler came a long way since the humbling beginning. I'm unranked as a high school recruit and traveled about 2 hours north to attend college in Ferris State University, where he made the decision to walk on the football team after a redshirt year. And Seiler helped the Bulldogs win their conference 2 years in a row, 2014 and 15. And since then has been climbing the ladders, and now he finally gets his bag. So good for him.
Very nice. So I'll keep it in the trenches as well with another big-time extension. Mm-hmm. This time, the Denver Broncos have extended defensive lineman Zach Allen. So they agreed to a 4-year, $102 million extension per Adam Scheffler of ESPN. So basically, back in March, he was seeking an extension around the range of 25 million per year, which his contract actually exceeds that by 25.5 million. Who now ranks third among NFL's interior defensive linemen.
Hmm.
So the deal also includes 69.5 million in guaranteed money per Adam Scheffler, and also includes a $24 million signing bonus in 2025.
All right. I think that kind of wraps everything up here. Oh no, there is one other one.
Shoot.
Colton Miller. So 4 Raiders remain from the Oakland days of the franchise, the longest tenured. Or did we do Colton Miller yet?
I'm pretty sure we did.
We did.
Pretty sure
This is
we
how
did.
much people. This is how much news comes in. So we always got to be on top of it. So, if anything, we're just trying to stay ahead of it. So, I think we did in the last show, so we're good. But with that, are you ready for? You know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Are you ready to rumble?
Wheel of Destiny, baby. Let's bring the Wheel of Destiny in
Let's do it to it.
and see what the wheel has for us today, my friend.
I'm
We did
assuming
an
it's going to have an NFC and an AFC team. I'm just
You're
throwing it out there.
You're a pretty smart fella. Just to let you know, so far, in AFC, every single team has been picked except for the AFC West, and every one in the NFC has been picked except for the East.
That's I think that's how the averages and statistics work. I don't know.
All
I
right,
was never really great at that piece. So,
let me find out.
well, any guesses before you spin it? Any guesses on who it's going to land?
I'm starting to think that this is going. This Wheel of Destiny might be picking one from each, maybe. So I'm gonna go that we're gonna pick. Or I think they're gonna go Raiders.
You think Raiders? I think the Titans. I'm going to go with Titans for the AFC.
Titans. Okay, I'm just guessing because so far it's taken one of each. So I'm thinking the West is due here.
I don't know, maybe.
All right. So what about the NFC?
NFC. I think for some reason I'm feeling Washington.
Washington. I'm gonna go Giants.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Giants. Okay, but we're in the same realm here. All right, let's do it. See what we got. Close.
Ooh, Chargers. Okay.
It did take from the West though.
Yeah, look at you. All right,
All
you're
right.
close.
NFC. Let's see who you got. What'd you say, Commanders? I said Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was pretty damn close for both.
Wow, Cardinals. Okay.
Cardinals, yeah, and the Commanders were next.
Wow, look at that. We're pretty close.
All right. So Chargers and Cardinals staying on the West Coast here.
Yeah. You want to let's go in and hit the Chargers since they were in our Hall of Fame game here most recently.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. So right off the bat, what are you seeing right off the bat here? Okay. The camp battles here, there's a couple that I'm looking at. They did have a pretty good draft. I'll just run through the draft real quick. Nothing crazy, but Omarion Hampton the first pick, Trey Harris the second. What they have third round and fourth round. So Jamari Caldwell, nose tackle, fourth pick, another left outside linebacker, and then they had what? Another wide receiver in Keandre Lambert Smith. And they've got the tight end. Mm-hmm. Yep, they got their tight end there. And then 6 was RJ Mickens, and 7 was Triquez Bridges. So couple depth guys too with that, which is great. Anything that you like that they did on the offseason or with the draft that you could see as being a legitimate camp battle?
I think right off the rip is going to be the running back battle. I mean, this could be really impactful in terms of the regular season, postseason, but also fantasy season. I mean, you had Najee Harris, who's unable to practice right now, who's injured due to the 4th of July firework accident.
Mm-hmm.
So that opens the door for Marion Hampton to come in and get some workhorse touches, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also have Kamani Vidal, who had a decent game in the Hall of Fame game here most recently. So, what do we know? What do we know that John Harbaugh likes to do, especially him and Greg Roman together? Run the ball. So this could be extremely impactful on whoever wins that running back one battle. So right now, I have to assume it's O'Marion Hampton in the driver's seat. Just due to the fact that Najee Harris can't practice, just due to his health right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. It's um yeah, he's gonna get a full load here of the workload in the run game here. And I mean they'll probably split it with Kamani since he's been there a year already, right? I'm excited to see, this is gonna sound a little odd, but I'm excited to see Trey Harris and Jalen Rager. Jalen Rager's he's a veteran. He's been around, and he's been on Philly, Minnesota, New England, and now it's Chargers. But um, Trey Harris is coming in. This is a big body kid. Okay, 6'2", 210. That's a good size. Coming out of Ole Miss, I believe. Or
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and sometimes you get confused with who comes from where. Sometimes coming from Ole Miss, great wide receiver. Does he come up and take the spot automatically? They also got another wide receiver, Lambert Smith. Keandre with Lambert Smith. But now, obviously, you got Quentin Johnston in that spot that was drafted in 2023 in the first round. And he's not going to take the spot from him. But you can see how the Chargers are now drafting these wide receivers, you know what I mean, to fill that void. Because at one point, the beginning of last year, they didn't have any wide receivers, really, in the depth chart. So now they're starting to put all these pieces together, and they had Lab McConkey, who's obviously had a great year. So I'm excited to see this this battle with Trey Harris, Jalen Rager, if he gets that spot from him on that left side of the wide receiver, and or if he's going to be the second in command in the depth chart.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joshua Palmer, he's I believe in Buffalo now, but he was with LA last year.
Yep.
I think that's some veteran experience that's gone, but it would be interesting to see how the snap percentages come out with all these guys, because I don't know if they're going to get too many opportunities. Obviously, like we spoke about earlier, they want to run the ball, but you do have Justin Herbert, who's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, who has the arm that can throw these guys open, throws with good anticipation, has the strength to throw it all across the field and whatnot. But also, is there anybody that they could potentially add to this receiver room that would make it even more muddied? Maybe a Keenan Allen reunion? I don't know. But even if that's the case, even if he does come back, I still think Trey Harris could be probably a dominant force maybe in the second half of the season, just because they'll probably want to slowly ramp him up and lean on McConkey and Johnston off the initial beginning of the season. But yeah, that receiver battle, how that's going to shake out is going to be really interesting, especially as they go throughout the season.
Yeah, there's one other thing, and then I mean it's up to you where you want to go with this, but I do want to talk about this tight end spot. I firmly believe you don't pay Tyler Conklin to come in for no reason. I think Tyler Conklin is going to be the starting tight end over here.
Over Disley?
Yeah, I do. It's he's been in a very bad offense for the past couple years since the Jets had taken him in, but it's not like he hasn't delivered on games. You know what I mean? He let me see if I can find out what he had. 72 targets last year with 51 receptions and 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Right? Nothing crazy, nothing wild, but anything that was catchable for Tyler Conklin, he caught. There were no drops with him. So I think that he is sure-handedly going to take that spot.
I mean, I think he is a very underrated receiving threat. He really had no drops last year. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Hold
That'd
on.
be interesting. That'd be interesting to see. But I think long term, Gatson could potentially be that guy. But like you're saying, at year one, it's going to be Conklin or Disley. I could definitely see Conklin taking that top spot.
Yeah. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure that it was a weird. It's only a 1-year deal, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I think that he's going to go in there, take it, and then they'll still have Disley, I think, on. I'm not really too sure, but I just think that he got some volume last year. You know, having 72 targets as a tight end is pretty damn good. You know,
Yeah.
and we'll see how it goes. You know, you're talking about 450 yards, not too bad, and he's 6'3", 250. I think they got him for a reason. And
So, a question for you though.
yeah,
So I'll pivot to a quick fancy question with this.
mm-hmm.
Right. So if you decide to go on that wheel of hell and try to pick and choose who your tight end is each week, if you don't get one of the top guys,
Mm-hmm.
would you be opposed to picking up Tyler Conklin after the draft or a couple weeks into the draft to see who's the starter? Would you be willing to pick up either one of these guys?
I would go Conklin. Like I don't think that you're gonna get Disley. I
Do
don't
you think
see him
Disley gets
being the
drafted?
say he gets drafted and Conklin's there.
No, does Disley get drafted in fantasy drafts right now?
I say Conklin gets drafted.
Well, what if Conklin doesn't start? Because he's second on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, I don't see that at the end of it being that way. But I mean, I would say. Let me see. What is Disley's stats here?
He was pretty decent with Seattle. I think he dealt with a lot of injuries over there, right?
Yeah, probably. What is his 2024 stats? That's like kind of what I want to look at.
Because he wasn't the
there
starter last year, was he? Who was the
that was his
South Alabama tight end that went to the Bears? I think
They
he got
go.
released.
He was around the same here. So 64 targets, 50 receptions, and 480 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's around the same. At that point, you want to see who blocks better.
Do you think Disley's a better blocker?
I would say probably running with Pete Carroll, probably.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Pete
gonna be
Carroll.
yeah. I don't know, man. That's gonna be one to. I would say it's just one to monitor. You know, whoever is that starter, just keep him on your radar in case you do need some tight end help later on during the season, or if you got an injury or something. It
Yeah,
could be one to monitor for that. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I don't really see too many more camp battles. I just see a lot of depth pieces. The defense, I'm kind of excited to see what they do in terms of their defense this year. And weren't they the top scoring defense last year?
yeah, they were. Absolutely, they were. They and they got people from like Deshaun Hand from the defensive end from Miami to go in there, and then they got the nose tackle Jamiri Caldwell in the third round to fill in that little depth area behind Tart. Now, the way that they did this, because he's 6'2", 340, big fella there going into the nose tackle, and then they signed another guy from Arizona to fill in, all this depth, and then they drafted another guy on the left side, outside linebacker. So it's right behind Tuip Ulatu. Sorry, I always mess
Yeah,
up the name.
Kyle Kennard. I mean, he was Wasn't he the SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year? And they got him in the fourth round. Like he's a pretty good pass rusher.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm getting at is like if they didn't sign somebody, they drafted somebody to fill in these holes, and it's like they didn't double down on like one or two, be like, oh, we'll have this guy in the third depth chart when you already signed somebody to be second behind the starter, right? They strategically did this very, very well. So I do like what they're doing here on the defense. So we all know that Harbaugh runs a tight ship with that defense. You saw what he did in San Francisco. In San Francisco, they were like ranked the top 3 defense, if not the best defense when he was over there. So they made their stamp. He made a stamp last year when he came over and shook things up, and that defense ship-shaped very quickly.
Yeah, I think I don't know in terms of the strength of schedule. That's more of your up your alley, but I think the Chargers is definitely a defense I would be okay leaning on for the season.
Yeah, I would say strength of schedule.
And they also have one of the best returners in the league in Darius Davis. He's the
Yeah.
TCU alum. I got to see him live quite a bit a couple of years ago, or a few seasons ago now, I guess. But yeah, I mean he's fast. He's a smaller guy, but he's a great returner.
Yeah, well, let's see what they're. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, usually I have this.
Yeah, man, you're the strength of schedule guy. You don't have
I
this
am.
memorized?
Well, all depending on. Let's see, SOS Chargers.
SOS. Someone's gonna come save you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Google.
There we go. So they do have a harder schedule this year. Obviously, usually that's how it goes. But
Yeah.
uh, yep.
So, but I mean, also before we move on to go to Arizona, or excuse me, to do the schedule
Mhm.
predictions and whatnot, can we talk about this offensive line a little bit?
Let's do
I
it.
mean, you just give a huge payday to Rashawn Slater. You have Bradley Bozeman coming in at your left guard. You got Zion Johnson, who I believe was their guard that they moved to center now. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
Mekhi Becton coming over playing right guard, coming over from Philadelphia. And then you have Joe Alt, who you took in the first round a season ago. I mean, that's a pretty massive offensive line. Is it?
Yeah,
Would you say that it could be the top offensive line in the league, maybe next to Philly, or is they better than Philly?
I think they still have to prove it. I mean, Harbaugh has drafted Joe Alt. He had Slater. They just resigned him. They have a big body in there of Mekhi Becton coming from Philly, and it's
Mm-hmm.
proven that you can create Mekhi Becton into what you want him to be. They won a championship with him, and now he goes and signs with the Chargers. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that until they prove it. I could see them being one of the top 10, easy top 10, debatable top 5 offensive lines here. I think that's fair to say.
Ooh, I'd be interested to see who your top five is. Then
I would have to go back and look at some
I
stuff to be
I
honest, but
I think they got to be close to like top three, if not top two, dude.
yeah, I'm going based off of just the top of my dome right now, thinking about it, and because we all know that the Eagles just have monstrous people over there. They're definitely in there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. They even people that we know, when we were just like, yo, we know what kind of coach this is, and they would want the Chargers to draft somebody else, and we're like, yo, he's going Joe Alt. Like we knew what he was going to do, and again, people were thinking that, well, they already have Slater. Yeah, but this is the NFL. They'll shift them over to the other side, and that's
Well,
exactly
you
what they did.
you got great pass rushers on both sides now.
Mhm.
It's gone are the days you just have one elite pass rusher, really.
Yeah,
Plus these rotations. So, like Harbaugh said in that interview a couple years ago, he views offensive linemen as weapons. And I think he's got two great weapons in Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater there.
yeah, and then you just filled in the right side with Mekhi Becton. He's over 350 pounds. That's a massive human being, and you're going to put him next to Joe Alt, and then
Who's
You
isn't he
have
6'9", 6'8",
huh
6'9"? Isn't Joe Alt 6'8" or 6'9"?
Joe Alt. Let me see. You got
That's got to be like
six
the tallest right side of the
six
offensive
nine
line.
322. Makai Becton is 6'7",
Yeah,
uh,
you got a
363.
freaking basketball team on the right side of the
Yeah, and
offensive
then you
line there.
got Zion Johnson 6'3", 316 in the middle there, and you have Bradley Bozeman, who came from Carolina, 6'5", 325. And then, Slater, who was a first round pick in 2021, 6'4", 315. He's an animal. So they very easily top 10, debatably top 5. Yeah, I say debatably, not like I'm going against it, but I can see your point for easily going into the top 3. I would have to do a little bit more research to look at the signings and such. Hard to remember everything, but yeah, why wouldn't they compete for that top 3 if we're reading exactly what it is that we're reading right now and all the information and the stats? Yeah.
Yeah, I really like what they've done with their offensive line, and I think it's a huge strength of the team. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how they check out in that division. I mean, AFC West, you got Broncos who are up and coming. You got the Raiders who completely revamp their team. You got the Chiefs who are the Chiefs. So that'd be a fun division to watch this year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's
Now we get to do the schedule predictor.
all right. All right. All right. Here we go.
Which fan base are we gonna piss off today?
Yeah,
The
before we
Chargers.
do this, let's just throw this out there, okay? We have pissed off every single fan base. You want to know why? Because everybody is delusional, thinking that their team is going to win every game or whatever.
Except for the Falcon fan. That guy's a real one.
Yeah, he said like our coaching just sucks, and he's like they're not. He said their ceiling was 5 wins,
Yeah, I think I
five
gave
and
him what,
12,
8 wins?
huh?
I think I gave them 8 wins.
Yeah, I think
And
so,
he's like,
something like
no, no,
that.
no, no. Five is the ceiling.
That is a passionate fan right there. Let
That's
me just tell you,
I
and
haven't
it's
gotten that one before. That we
yeah.
gave him too many wins.
By the way, the Los Angeles Chargers are the 8th easiest for defense this year. I think. Hold on.
That's a good thing, right?
QB is 8th. Running back is 22. Wide receiver is 15. Tight end is 3. Kicker is 12. Defense is 16. So middle of the road.
Okay.
Middle of the road for them. Which they already have a hard nosed team. So if you're middle of the road, I can put you closer 13th ish. That's the way I'll say it. If you already have a really good defense, you can kind of skip ahead a little bit, but that's just my opinion. So, all right, let's get into a little Los Angeles Chargers schedule. Let me bring it up for you, and let's just see how many people I am able to piss off this time around. So, right off the bat, you have 3. All right, so we're gonna start this off. This is where it's gonna get crazy. Okay, right off the bat, Chargers at Kansas City. Or I'm sorry, Chargers are hosting Kansas City off the bat. Week 1, I'm actually going to take the Chargers winning against the Kansas City Chiefs at home. All right. And then we have week 2 against the Raiders. I believe that they are actually going to surprisingly lose against the Raiders. Okay, so I'm going to take the Raiders week 2. Week 3 at home against Denver. I think Denver is coming in and they're gonna beat the Chargers. Week 4 in New York. I believe that the Chargers are going to win against the Giants. Week 5, hosting the Commanders. I think the Commanders are going to give them a problem, and they're going to take a win against the Chargers. Week 6, they're going to Miami. I believe that the Chargers are actually going to take a W against the Miami Dolphins. Week 7, the Colts facing the Chargers at home. I think that the Chargers take the win at home. Week 8, I think they're going to take a win against the Vikings. Vikings coming to Los Angeles. I don't think JJ McCarthy's ready for that kind of defense. Week 9, I think that they go to Nashville and they take a win in Nashville as well, 6-3. Week 10, I believe they are hosting the Steelers week 10. I think this is where they get simmered down a little bit after a 4-game win streak, and the Steelers take a win in Los Angeles. Week 11. I'm going to call it right now. You're going to go over and they are going to take a loss against the Jaguars visiting, okay? Week 12 is your bye, 6-5. You're hosting the Raiders. You already lost one against the Raiders. I think you're going to win one against the Raiders here, okay? So week 14 against the Super Bowl champs, I think they're going to come in. They're going to show them that they're not ready yet, and I'm going to take the Eagles. Week 15, you already took a W against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not going to let it happen again. I'm going to go with another L. Week 16, you're going Dallas Cowboys. You're going to Dallas, okay? I'm going to give you that win against the Dallas Cowboys. Week 17, you're hosting the Texans, okay? Texans are no joke, but I think that the Bolts squeeze it out, 9-7. And in week 18, sorry guys, I'm taking Denver. Denver is going to take it. They're going to win twice against them. And this is going to be a 9-8 Los Angeles Chargers team.
Denver with the sweep.
Yep. I look, I have everything with Denver this year. Denver is taking the AFC West this year. I'm telling you.
And you get a nice little week 17, the playoff revenge, since the Texans beat them in the playoffs last year in the wild card round. So
there you go. Cool. Look, again, anything can happen here. Anything can happen here, right? It doesn't, just because I say this doesn't mean that I'm right, or this is just how I'm feeling. I have them taking Kansas City right off the bat, but then I have them losing to a divisional. I think Chip Kelly is going to come in, run that fast-paced offense against this Los Angeles defense is really tough, and I don't think they're going to expect it. That's why I think they're going to lose to the Raiders. Anything can happen, and watch. I know I'm going to hear it right now. How the hell do you have them winning against the Chiefs, but then they lose to the Raiders? That's why. There's so many. This is a crazy division. You know this. This is a wild division.
Yeah, and they played the NFC East as their, I guess, other division, because they play the Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders. I don't know why I'm missing whoever else is in that thing, but Giants. Yeah, I don't know. This is I could definitely see it. I think probably Chargers fans expect probably a couple more wins, and I think a few of these you're gonna have some kind of wonkiness. So some games you might have some like traveling issues where one team's just gonna come out and be better than the other. But no, this is cool.
Yeah. And not for nothing, we don't know all of the different London games and all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, the international schedule, it's out there somewhere. I don't have it memorized. Sorry, folks.
Yeah. But you know what? Chargers fans, bring it. That's all I got to say at this point. I'm going to go through every single one of these teams. You know what? Just bring it. Bring the heat. Bring the chaos. I'm ready for it.
We're going to have a team go 17-0, and they're going to be like, nah. Get roasted at the stake for us.
Right. Word.
All right. We going down to Arizona.
Gonna go down to Arizona, baby. All right. So, who are you excited about on this Arizona team?
Do we want to still have the schedule up for them? I think they're.
Yeah, I can take them down. Yeah.
All right. I want them to still come at us for there. I'm actually kind of excited about this whole team. To be quite frank with you, I don't know if there's gonna be too many position battles across the board. Maybe mainly on defense, but I'm really excited for I think the third or fourth year of Jonathan Gannon being the head coach there. You had a lot of players on defense in terms of the draft. I'll go through the draft picks real quick. You took Walter Nolan the third in the first round. You took Will Johnson in the second. You also took Jordan Birch in the third round, Cody Simon in the 4th round, Denzel Burke in the 5th. You took Hayden Connor in the 6th, and then you took Katan Crawford in the 7th round. So all defensive picks except for Hayden Connor, who's the backup left guard right now. So,
Yeah.
and what is Jonathan Gannon's background? Defense. So I think this could be a very dominant force, especially you're adding Calais Campbell at left defensive end, Dalvin Tomlinson at nose tackle. Unfortunately, that first round pick, Walter Nolan III, is injured right now. I believe it's calf injury. So we'll see when it comes back.
He's going to be
But
a force.
yeah, right. And it'll be interesting to see how this defensive line shakes out. You took Darius Robinson in the first round a year ago, and he has some inside outside flexibility, kind of a bigger tweener edge right there. But also, this cornerback room, how's that going to shake up? You have Will Johnson, who fell to the second round, I guess, due to a knee injury. So depends on how long he can stay healthy for. But outside of that, you have Garrett Williams at the nickelback. You got Max Milton at the right cornerback spot. Denzel Burke, if he can come in and flash a little bit, he was an Ohio State corner. He can maybe take one of those spots. So this defense is really, really, really intriguing to me.
Yeah, and they came up last year. They were coming up at the end of the year. They were really showing signs of great life coming at the end of the season, And if you look at these draft picks, a lot of it is focused on this defense, because they always seem to have somewhat of an offense going on. You know what I mean? They have their guys, Marvin Harrison Jr. They have Zay Jones over there, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch. Now that hasn't really been a big change over there. And soon enough, they're going to have to. I understand that they have their one wide receiver, and that's great. But they focused a lot on that defense, filling in those holes, filling in what they can get done. And it's going to have to change to the offense sooner or later. But that defense, if you can get the ball back, you still have a very, very good running back getting 100-yard games still. And, Benson could be you see a little bit more action this year, if that's a possibility with him, because he was a name coming out, but now you're noticing that Connor is getting a little bit older. He's getting a little bit older, but he's still producing. So if you can have those two guys, flip flop and, have that run game going, you could finally get a little bit of chemistry with Marvin Harrison Jr. Trey McBride is still there, and you find out who your slot guy is. I think this could be, your defense holding down the offense so that you can get your offense the ball back. You know what I mean? But I think they did a great job in attacking the draft with their defensive picks.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think the second-year leap for Trey Benson, I mean, he was a force coming out of Florida State. Bigger back, but ran, I think, 4.39. I think you could see a similar leap to what we saw with the Jaguars, Tank Bigsby, if not a little bit bigger leap, because you have James Conner as a great veteran, but they're going to want to get Trey Benson involved, younger back, fresher legs. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how they kind of split the snaps there. But I'm also super stoked for Kyler Murray. I mean, it's been a few years since he tore his ACL, and I just, he's a shorter quarterback, but his talent is out of this world. I mean, he can make any throw on the field. He's athletic. He likes to run around, buy himself some time, and wait for his guys to get open. But he's got a plethora of weapons, from your boy Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., who's coming to his second season, Michael Wilson, the 3rd-round pick from a few years ago, and then Greg Dortch. Dortch has always been just a solid slot guy who has these big games out of nowhere. So I'm really excited for this offense. I think Kyler Murray's going to take that leap where he can be extremely useful in fantasy, and I think he's going to help lead the Cardinals back to the playoffs. I think he can be the guy to do it.
Looking at this too, right? You see, I'm taking a look at only getting a few, like drafting only a few pieces on the offense side of the ball. You only drafted one, which is a backup center, right? But what shouldn't be passed is the fact that they got Jacoby Brissett. That is a big, like, Jacoby Brissett. This is gonna sound weird. He can win you games. He absolutely can win you games. He can be mobile, and that's what they got. They got a mobile quarterback behind a mobile quarterback. If something happens to Kyler Murray, this dude can step in and he can deliver. We've seen him at wide receiver ones. We've seen him command an offense, drive down the field. I'm not saying he's like spectacular. Then people are going to say, why isn't he a starter? He's a backup. Like, we all understand that. But in a pinch, he can give you a win. You do have to prepare for this man. He will run. He will be a mobile quarterback. He will get the first down and move the chains. I think it's a perfect backup quarterback situation for him in case something happens to Kyler Murray. This division has gotten significantly better in all aspects on every team. They have to do the same, and they have to keep themselves in the game by getting a decent backup quarterback in case something happens. I think that was a very good signing. I know I'm praising that maybe a little bit too much, but I thought that was a great signing by them on the offseason.
Yeah, he's a great veteran presence, but the time he spent in New England last year, he didn't look very mobile to me. I mean, he's what, 32, going to be 33 this year. If it just, I think he could be that veteran option to help get you to where you need to be if something happened to Kyler, but it's not somebody that I want to be relying on.
No, I mean, that's why he's a backup.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. Maybe he just ran all over the Jets every time he played the Jets.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of a few,
Seemed pretty easy
years
to
ago.
them.
Yeah,
It's always easy beating those guys.
Yeah. What's your take on Marvin Harrison Jr. this year, his second season?
I'm hoping he takes a leap. I really do. And it's not just, I mean, obviously everybody is talking and be like, oh, did you see the size of him? He's shredded above it. Look, he was shredded before. Yes, he gained a lot of weight, you know what I mean? Muscle weight and everything. Cool. I get it. Awesome, right? But there needs to be that connect. You know what I mean? They need to get on the same page. We've seen how good he was in college, okay? When Jaden, sorry.
CJ Stroud?
Thank you.
Gotcha.
When he was getting the ball, okay? He was getting the ball, and there were times that he would actually have to manipulate the route so he can catch the ball, okay? This is a very, very athletic human being, okay? There's a reason why he went in the first, a reason why he went in the top 5, okay? This dude needs to have this chemistry with Kyler Murray. Now, it's up to Kyler Murray whether or not he's going to throw the ball to him. Okay, this is on him. Kyler Murray can throw the ball very well. Okay, if he is able to get him the ball, he won't have to fight for the ball the way he used to in college, because in college he would have to adjust and do this and do that and make sure that, the ball, he had to fight for those balls. Okay, he really did have to fight for it. He doesn't have to anymore. Now you just need the chemistry. It just
I don't
wasn't
know.
there.
It's still the NFL. You're gonna have some sticky coverage, and he's gonna have to put the ball places where I don't know if it's gonna be as easy as, I don't think it's gonna be simpler than it was in college. Maybe
I
against
think
certain defenses potentially, but like, this is the NFL. Everybody's good.
I'm not all right. So my rebuttal to that is this: there were times where he had to jump over 2 guys to try and get the ball because it's a terrible throw in college. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
That was when McCord was his quarterback, right? After CJ left, because he had that year with Kyle McCord before he transferred to Syracuse, and McCord didn't look good at all. I mean, obviously he's been drafted since recently,
yeah.
this past draft, but yeah, McCord was not a good player at Ohio State,
And he really had to fight for it.
mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, poor quarterback play there. Yeah, I agree on that piece. I mean, I think his quarterback play is a lot better now. I do hope that they did get on the same page, and if they do end up playing in the preseason, it'd be interesting to see how that happens, because you have a plethora of weapons here, and you can't just throw it to McBride every play as much as you would love to. Yeah, I know that's what you want, but quick fantasy take for you. What round would you be comfortable with taking Marvin Harrison Jr. in?
Latest.
No, earliest.
earliest. I'll take him in earliest third.
I wonder what his ADP is right now. I haven't looked at it, but
I'll tell
I'd
you
be
right
really
now, Trey
interested.
McBride is still on the board before Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm taking McBride.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably most people would.
Some people don't see that. They don't see a tight end before unless it's Mark Andrews, Kelsey. By the way, Kelsey's fallen a lot. Kelsey's fallen to like 5th round now.
Yeah, it's the cheapest he's been in years. That he's still getting crazy amount of targets.
Gold. That is fantasy gold, by the way.
Yeah.
I would say Marvin Harrison Jr. Earliest, maybe third.
Yeah, because if you really want him, you know you're gonna have to take him earlier than you want, just because his name value. But there could be a lot of people that got spurned by him last year who don't want to have anything to do with him, because you know you have that fantasy bias where if you draft a player and they just perform horrendously, you're never taking them again.
Nah, Kyle Pitts is that guy for everybody.
Unless those who have not drafted him before. Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken him. But if he's going in like the 10th round, I mean, maybe you might take a flyer on him.
You could take a flyer on him.
Now that Penix Jr.'s there, but this isn't the Falcons. We did the Falcons last time, but I was just curious on your fantasy take for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I will take a flyer on him this year if he falls to me in a spot where I'm just like, hey, you know what? A bunch of the other guys that I have written down, everybody's got their own lists of certain things.
If I clusters see him, of people.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes there's a huge gap between, yeah, these are good players, but that's not who you're targeting. You have your list. You know what I mean? You have your guys of who you believe is X, Y, and Z. And if there's a gap between there, and I'm like, yo, I know that I can get this guy later on down here, and Marvin Harrison is there, I'm like, you know what? I know this guy's going to fall back to me. I'll take him. In my head, that's a flyer.
Yeah, but you can never trust that somebody's going to fall to on the later round.
No,
so if you want your guy, you got to go get your guy.
Go get him. Yeah.
Don't fall in that trap.
No, because did we not make that mistake?
Oh yeah, who hasn't? But
yeah.
It's you have to
Dynasty is the worst.
Write it on your forehead. You know?
Yeah, Dynasty is the worst because we have these expectations. Dynasty mock drafts are not what people. If you're doing your first Dynasty mock draft or your first Dynasty draft, do not you don't know what other people are thinking. There's a difference between Dynasty and then redraft, and we're gonna. By the way, if you're listening now, we are going to put up a fantasy football beginning kit for you guys so that you can not players, but what kind of fantasy football stuff there is and how to go through your first fantasy football season and stuff like that. That way you guys understand. But there's a difference between redraft and Dynasty is longevity, and the mindset to go into Dynasty is chess. You know what I mean? And when these mock drafts come up, it is completely different from what other people think they are, and they're going by stats. But when other people are just like, no, I want this guy, and we've seen guys. What didn't we have Marvin Harrison Jr. as a rookie never play a snap? Didn't he go first overall?
Yeah, but we don't play with the. I'll be nice, never mind. Yeah,
you don't have to be nice, dude.
No, we'll be nice. We're not gonna out our league mates here.
No, hey, no names, Respect. But I'm just saying,
you guys
wild. That's wild.
Reevaluate your strategies next time.
Our league mates don't even listen to our show. Okay,
that's true. Fair enough.
Yeah. You know what? You'll find out now if they're really a supporter or not, because if they don't say anything back to you,
you guys all suck. I'm taking the ship this year, just so you guys know.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, By the way, I don't care. I don't care about your running backs. I don't care.
You know what? I just paid my league. And by the way, you guys all owe money, so
yeah, you guys do. So now we know they're definitely not going to listen to the show. But, all right, we've delved off the path too long.
But now there's a thing whether or not you come back because somebody just talked junk about you, or you don't because you know you owe money.
Yeah. So that's
all right. So you ready to go over the schedule, bud?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Arizona. Love you guys, so don't crucify me.
All right. You're on, buddy.
All right. So week one, the Arizona Cardinals are visiting the New Orleans Saints. This one is near and dear, close to my heart. Easy win for the Arizona Cardinals. They are going to beat the Saints at home. Week two, the Carolina Panthers are visiting Arizona. That's another easy win. I just think the NFC South is not going to be a great division this year. Week three, first of their divisional matchups, they're going to visit San Francisco. I think they'll probably split this series, so I'm going to go with San Francisco at home. And then week four, we have the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Arizona Cardinals. Again, I think with all these division games, they're probably going to split them. So I'm going to take Arizona at home. Week five, you have Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans visiting the Arizona Cardinals. I still think it's going to be early in the season. I like Cam Ward and what he can do this year. I just don't think it's going to be enough against Kyler in this offense. So I'm going to go Arizona at home. Then you have the Cardinals on the road to Indianapolis. Don't know what that quarterback situation is going to be. So give me Arizona on the road. Don't really like what's happening in Indianapolis. Week seven, you have Green Bay visiting Arizona. With this one, I think it's going to be a early matchup between the NFC kind of heavyweights and who could be in the playoffs. Give me Green Bay. I want Jordan Love and that offense against them. A week eight bye. Then you have the Cardinals coming to Dallas. Kyler Murray loves playing at AT&T Stadium and winning in the state of Texas. Give me Kyler Murray on the road. Week 10, you have the Cardinals visiting the Seattle Seahawks. Like I said earlier, I believe they're going to split it. So give me Sam Darnold and the Seahawks over the Cardinals there. Week 11, you have San Francisco visiting Arizona Cardinals. They probably won't have any receivers alive at this point in terms of on their roster. So please give me Arizona at home. Week 12, this is one of those fluky matchups, but I don't think the Jaguars are close to what the Cardinals are going to be this year. So give me Arizona at home. Week 13, you have the Cardinals on the road with Tampa Bay. This is going to be a pretty good matchup. Give me Baker and the Bucks. I just think they're the better team overall. And then you have the LA Rams visiting the Cardinals. Stafford's back injury right now kind of worries me a little bit. So I hope he stays healthy for the whole season. Based on that, I am going to take the Rams with fully healthy Stafford. Week 15, you have the Cardinals visiting the Houston Texans. So again, I like this matchup: Kyler Murray versus CJ Stroud. Go ahead and give me Kyler on the road there. Week 16, you have the Falcons and the Cardinals. This is going to be one of those weird matchups. But go ahead and give me Michael Penix and the Falcons on the road. I think it's going to be one of those late season losses because they're going to be looking too far ahead. Week 17, you have the Cardinals visiting the Bengals. Give me Joe Burrow and company all day. And then week 18, you have the Rams hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Think this could be to get into the playoffs as maybe the 7th or 6th seed. Go on and give me Arizona on the road. I think they're going to upset them at LA there. So finishing with a 10-7 record.
It's pretty wild.
Where'd it go?
It's pretty wild, my friend.
Dang, I didn't get the chance to look at that at all after I went through it. No,
There you go.
what are your thoughts? Going for
It's
two.
10-7. That's you're gonna piss off a lot of people. But you got
Going through it, it seems like a pretty fairly easy schedule.
Yeah, and not for
You know?
nothing, you got the Rams, the Niners, Seahawks, and Arizona here, and it's tough, man. This is it's a difficult division to lay out. You know what I mean? It's a hard one to guess on.
Yeah. Yeah, this division is going to be another crazy one. So we have the NFC West and the AFC West. I think those could be the two craziest divisions this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,
I like Arizona a lot. If you couldn't tell,
there's nothing wrong with that. They have weapons. It's just a matter of can you guard it? They have a running back. If you can't, if you can guard their weapons, and guess what? You know, you're gonna have to go through fucking friggin' John Connor, the Terminator over there. Okay, like that's just what it is.
Yep.
So we'll figure. I mean, I guess you'll figure it all out with how they're gonna do. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, you got Arizona Cardinals and the Chargers, both West Coast over there. So it's West Coast just keeps on getting better. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Yeah, for sure.
For show. I'm on that for show. But make sure you guys swipe up, leave comments, hit the stars. Let us know what you guys think. You guys already hate us. It's cool.
Email us your thoughts. TopDogCoverage@gmail.com.
Let us know some cool football stories too as well. Some fantasy trades that you guys are thinking about. We've already helped a couple people get on the right track. And hey, we're here to talk ball. We're not always right.
Email us your thoughts on Dirty Shirt. Like, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Shout outs to Finally TV. What are we talking about? If you ever get a chance, go watch them. All right, guys, girls, people, we out. Have a good day. Peace.